What's up, y'all? Welcome to Crimebound Chronicles. Hope everyone's having a great day today. If not, well, it's your problem, I'm on, right? That's right. Yeah, this game was only $3. I was like, yo, why not? Let's give it a go. Let's give it a try. Okay, no thank you.
Justice, however delayed, now finds its mark.
Alright.
His actions were not just a crime of passion, but a meticulously planned execution.
Should probably charge this.
Welcome, investigator. I'm Dr. Eleanor Vaughn,
That's me.
Chief Medical Examiner, and you're about to embark on a journey through evidence, logic, and deduction. Three cases remain unsolved, and it's up to you to uncover the truth. Each case holds secrets buried beneath lies, deceit, and pain. Choose wisely, because every decision you make will either bring you. Every murder is like the visible tip of an iceberg. The real story lies hidden beneath the details. Elena Marlowe, a journalist's silent scream. The Forest, a witness to secrets and death. Who wanted to silence her? Thomas Blackwood, a murder in the triangle of money, power, and revenge. A banker's death could rewrite millions in accounts. Isabella Romano, a mother's death. A dark plan executed in a silent home beside a sleeping child. Which veil do you lift?
Let's start with Isabel Romano.
Chief Digital Forensics Examiner John Matthews examines images of a suburban home where Isabella Romano was found in her bedroom. The peaceful appearance of the house contrasts sharply with the brutal crime inside. The curtains remain half-drawn, and family photos still hang on the walls, giving no immediate hint of the violence.
I don't know, bro, but we here though. We here. We're detectives. We detectives.
Child Protective Services confirmed she was sleeping through the incident. The child appeared confused, but physically unharmed. Authorities noted no signs of
unsolved murders, bro. We gotta solve them.
She was later placed under protective care.
We're detectives right now.
Investigation. No signs.
I'm Batman. You're Robin.
At any access points. Home security system was armed, but not triggered during the estimated time of death. This suggests the perpetrator may have had authorized access or knew the security code. Bedroom shows minimal signs of struggle.
Hell yeah.
Victim's prescription sleep
perfect
medication
timing,
found
homie.
on nightstand, partially empty. The cap is askew, indicating it may have been hastily opened. In the house, everything in the kitchen seems normal. Donuts have been made, everything appears ordinary, but a sudden murder has disrupted the peace.
Oh, shit.
Victim recently filed for divorce. Court documents reveal ongoing bitter custody dispute and significant financial disagreements.
I already know, it's the husband.
Neighbors report seeing victim's estranged husband, Nicholas Romano's car, in the vicinity that evening.
Yep, it was him. It was him. Okay,
toxicology screening shows elevated levels of sleep medication, inconsistent with normal dosage.
Yeah, it was him.
Victim's sister, Claire Bennett, possessed spare house keys and was named beneficiary of substantial life insurance policy. Claire had recently visited the victim's house, offering support during the divorce. Investigation reveals the victim's close relationship with her friend and local pharmacist.
Damn, bro, there's so many people.
Obsessively admired her and personally handled her prescriptions. Marlowe was
there could have been anybody in the neighborhood.
Eagerly awaiting her visits.
Eagerly waiting. What do you mean by eagerly?
As Chief Medical Examiner, I must say, we're at a crucial juncture in Isabella Romano's case.
We are. We really are.
Three distinct paths of evidence have emerged. The anomalies in toxicology reports, conflicting family statements, and suspicious security system data all warrant investigation.
Two people know about the security system.
Which trail should we pursue more thoroughly? Analyze toxicology reports, review family statements, examine home security data.
Let's examine home security data.
Security records show the system was deactivated at 10:45 p.m.
Okay, let's remember that. 10:45 got
However,
deactivated.
this code was only known to maintenance worker Lucas Reed. An unexpected access was detected in the system on the day of the incident.
Unexpected access. Okay.
Lucas Reed's fingerprint was found on a device in the back panel of the security system. The team believes the device wasn't recorded and that Reed used the day for unauthorized access. Lucas Reed's background reveals multiple theft cases and files related to missing items, indicating he was in financial difficulty. His attempts to access Isabella's bank accounts suggest possible financial motivations. Lucas Reed's internet history in the past few weeks contained searches related to insurance fraud. This is notable during a period when the victim had taken out a large insurance policy. Investigators are now examining the possibility that Reed planned to exploit the victim's policy for gain. Reed was seen wandering a nearby neighborhood on the day of the incident and recognized by neighbors. Security camera footage shows Reed near Isabella's house the day before the incident, acting suspiciously.
It's
Two
the husband.
separate police teams questioned Nicholas Romano at different
I
times.
know, bro. I thought I was going to be doing some
First, he thoroughly
detective stuff.
examined the tension in the divorce
Instead,
process
they talking
and
to
the
me.
disputes over child custody. Romano argued
I
that
should have downloaded that Korean
the
game.
situation was stressful,
But this
that
was
it
$3.
hadn't escalated to violence. Despite his calm demeanor, he appeared to become more defensive as the questions dug deeper into his personal life. The second police team identified contradictions in Nicholas Romano's account for the night of the incident. In his first statement, he said he was at home all night.
No, he
But
wasn't.
in his second
Lying.
interrogation, he stated that he went out but couldn't remember the time.
Yeah, bullshit.
This sudden shift in his story raised suspicions,
That was him.
especially since he had initially been adamant about being home. When asked for details about where he had gone, it became difficult for investigators to verify his whereabouts. When police presented witness statements about violent arguments Romano had with his wife in recent weeks, Romano became angry and said these claims were exaggerated. However, a neighbor confirmed hearing shouting from the house a few days earlier.
Nosy ass neighbor. Yeah, mind her business.
During questioning, police revealed that Romano's cell phone location data didn't match his statement.
Bro.
While he claimed to be home all night, his phone had moved near the victim's house at the
If you're gonna
estimated
go
time
do
of death.
crime,
This inconsistency placed
like
him at the
murder
scene,
or anything like that,
directly
leave your
contradicting
phone
his
at home.
earlier claims. When confronted
Leave-
with the
leave
evidence,
any device
Romano
that can
became
be, like-
defensive and struggled to offer a
trace
convincing
at home.
explanation.
Because
Police showed
then
Romano
they
footage
can't use your phone
obtained from
against you.
neighbors' security cameras. When asked if the car rapidly leaving the victim's street at 11:50 p.m. belonged to him, he first denied recognition, then dismissed it.
At what time
saying
did it
might
leave?
be similar.
What time did it leave? 11 something
In the
p.m.
later stages of questioning,
Remember
police
the
placed a
security
drawing
system was at
made by his young
10:45.
daughter on the table. The child
Piecing
had
it
drawn the
together.
silhouette of her father.
It was him. It was him. It was him. I don't need to know nothing. It was him.
Detailed toxicology
It was
reveals
him.
multiple pharmaceutical compounds in victims' system.
Let's go. How they not arrested this dude yet?
Prescription
He
records
clearly
show
did it.
unusual refill patterns. Lab analysis shows medication was tampered with, concentration altered. This suggests Marlowe's pharmacy records revealed discrepancies in inventory. Several prescriptions were listed as filled, yet the medication was unaccounted for. A broken porcelain bowl was found on the kitchen counter. The pieces were scattered irregularly, as if they had been pushed forcefully rather than dropped. Dark stains that appeared to have been wiped were noticed among the fragments. The odd placement of the pieces suggests a struggle may have occurred in the kitchen. Analyses confirmed the presence of human blood on some pieces of the porcelain bowl.
DNA. Continue. Yeah. 11:50. Yeah, 11:50. It said 11:15 p.m. He left somewhere. Or something, or he was somewhere, and at the security thing, it got tampered with at 10:45. So it's literally a 30-minute period that he could have done the crime. It's him, bro. It gotta be him. It either gotta be him or that other chick, but I think it's him because bro, he been lying too.
Forensic analysis focused on water droplets around the bathroom sink and broken glass
shit.
pieces. The suspect may have tried to escape through the bathroom window during the incident. Also, bloodstains in the bathroom indicate force during the murder.
Imagine having that
The
job, bro.
debris
He's
in the
gotta
bathroom shows cut marks on the victim's hand, indicating that the attacker continued to harm the victim's body. Even when the attacker was vulnerable, there are signs of a violent struggle on the victim's body recently. In the forensic analysis of the bathroom, no traces of toxic substances were found, but microscopic wounds on the victim's body indicate a planned attack. Additionally, fibers on the rug show the victim screamed before being killed.
Damn, how y'all know that?
New evidence examination in the bathroom reveals that the incident was deliberately prepared.
Damn, this motherfucker came
The
up
evidence has led us to three main suspects with strong connections to the victim. Ethan Marlowe's suspicious medication behavior, Nicholas Romano's inconsistent alibi, and Lucas Reed's history of tampering with the security system. Each paints this tragedy differently. According to our forensic findings, which suspect should we focus on immediately? Investigate the Ethan Marlowe connection. Focus on Nicholas Romano.
Yeah, him.
Follow Lucas Reed's trail.
Yeah, follow Romeo. Follow him.
Lucas Reed owed money to local loan sharks and often stole from Isabella's home to cover his debt. After examination, stolen jewelry is found among Reed's belongings. The drawing shows Romano in Isabella's room, a key clue. Romano's fingerprints are found on Isabella's medication bottle, despite his claim that he hadn't been. A neighbor's security camera shows Romano's car near Isabella's house at the time of death.
It's him. It's him. I don't even see nothing else. It's him.
Subjected to intense pressure
Damn, that shit went quick, didn't it?
Marlowe's private records reveal he obsessively detailed Isabella's medication schedule and daily activities. During questioning, these records are clearly visible on the table. Marlowe struggles to deny the records and becomes visibly uncomfortable as investigators confront him with the damning evidence.
Okay, it might be
Laboratory results confirm that Marlowe altered the dosage of Isabella's medications. Initially resistant to confessing during questioning, Marlowe is forced to face the results. Panic appears in his eyes as the weight of the evidence becomes undeniable. He hesitates, visibly breaking down under the pressure. Pharmacy camera footage shows Marlowe carefully manipulating Isabella's prescription. Seeing the footage, Marlowe tries to deny the scenes he secretly watched, but his defense weakens. His face turns pale and his hands tremble, betraying his nervousness. He knows the evidence is Marlowe's fingerprints are found on the broken porcelain bowl in Isabella's kitchen. When confronted with the evidence, Ethan Marlowe, unable to escape the mounting pressure, finally cracks under the weight of the evidence and confesses. With a trembling voice, he admits his deep obsession with Isabella and his overwhelming fear of losing her. His infatuation had spiraled out of control, clouding his judgment and leading him to a desperate act. Marlowe explains that he had carefully studied her medical history, becoming intimately familiar with her medication regimen.
Damn, it's him then. It had to be him.
In-depth investigations at the detective's office revealed that Lucas Reed owed large amounts of money to local loan sharks and frequently stole from Isabella's homes to cover his debts. This financial strain likely motivated his criminal actions.
Can we just hear this?
After a detailed examination of the office, the jewelry Reed stole, Reed's DNA on Isabella's pillowcase and security panel confirms his presence in the house during the murder. Further chemical analysis of Reed's equipment finds traces of the drugs that killed Isabella, which are linked to Reed's presence in the house. Lucas Reed confesses to detectives that when Isabella woke up while he was stealing, he panicked and forced her to take her medication to calm her down. However, the situation got out of control and ultimately led to Isabella's death.
Oh, so he did it. So Lucas Reed did it, huh?
The detective carefully reads the final toxicology report in the office. The report reveals that the compounds detected in Isabella's blood were a complex mixture requiring professional expertise. All the toxic compounds came from different sources, and this mixture was not a simple poisoning or accidental drug interaction. Dr. Vaughan's analysis highlights key connections to Isabella's death. Ethan Marlowe's obsessive behavior and close relationship with the victim make him a strong suspect. Claire Bennett, Isabella's life insurance beneficiary, raises suspicions of financial motive. Nicholas Romano's divorce and contradictory statements suggest his possible...
We've reached a critical point in the Isabella Romano case. I have presented all the forensic evidence. Which suspect do you believe is responsible for Isabella's death? When making your decision, the evidence must indicate the guilty party beyond any reasonable doubt. Ethan Marlowe, Nicholas Romano, Lucas Reed.
Damn. Damn, who could it be, bro? Like, who could it be? Let me see the evidence. Where the evidence at? Who?
As the fog of suspicion clears, only one truth remains. Isabella Romano's tragic end was not a crime of passion nor a random act of violence. It was a methodical betrayal hidden beneath the guise of care. Ethan Marlowe, the trusted pharmacist and close
I picked the wrong
friend,
person.
is the killer. His obsessive admiration for Isabella crossed the line from affection to possession. The toxicology report revealed elevated levels of sleep medication, far beyond a standard dose. Prescription records exposed a pattern of unauthorized refills, and the altered concentration pointed to deliberate tampering. Ethan's access and knowledge made him the perfect architect of this silent death. His intent was clear: to ensure Isabella never escaped his control, not even in death. But why not Nicholas Romano, the estranged husband? His motives seemed plausible. Financial disputes, custody battles, and witness sightings placed him near the scene.
Because it was him.
Yet the security system's untouched status contradicted a forced entry. Phone records and inconsistencies in his alibi were enough to cloud judgment, but insufficient to prove guilt. Nicholas's flaws were many, but premeditated murder was not among them.
So did I fail that? Did the game freeze on me? Oh, now it got quiet on me. Did it break? Bro, this ain't how I thought the game was gonna go. I thought this game was gonna go like I was actually gonna be a fucking detective, not them like talking to me the whole damn time. Alright, that was pretty quick though, so we just run through these.
The lifeless body of investigative journalist Elena Marlowe was found abandoned on a deserted forest
Oh, we got the last one
by
wrong.
morning joggers
Yeah,
at
the husband's
exactly
going to jail.
6:43. What started as a routine morning quickly turned into a horrific scene.
Oh, what
Initial
happened?
crime scene analysis reveals that the victim suffered multiple stab wounds. There are obvious drag marks in the forest soil and signs that the body was moved after the autopsy.
You don't let me do
The
shit.
victim's press credentials indicate that the officers found
Oh shit, I didn't mean to do
evidence
that.
in Elena's apartment,
I was trying to pause
including
it.
her laptop
Can I
containing
pause it?
deleted files
Nope.
linked to controversial real estate investigations.
It just like talks to me, bro. It was only $3,
Phone
so
records analysis shows multiple calls to an
man, I
unlisted
should have got that
number
Korean
in the
game.
48
We could have been
hours
talking to
preceding her
boo-boos
death.
right now.
The final call lasted precisely 12 minutes and ended at 9:47 p.m., potentially her last communication before the murder.
I mean, we have to be listening to it in Korean, but you know.
A murder weapon, a knife, was recovered from the scene stained with blood, indicating that the body had been dragged approximately 50 feet through dense forest, demonstrating not only the physical strength of the killer, but also a calculated effort to stage the crime. Toxicology reports have been reviewed by the police team. They detect only caffeine and a mild anxiety medication in Elena's system. Surveillance footage shows a dark-colored SUV entering the forest access road at 11:15 a.m. and leaving at 12:20 a.m. 3 primary suspects emerged. Marcus Reinhardt, a prominent developer, Sarah Jensen, a rival journalist, and Victor Petrov, a local.
We have 3 different paths to start our investigation.
I don't even know who the last
and
person
each
was.
one could change how we understand the case. Our decision now is crucial.
Oh shit.
Now, the first option is to look into the police intelligence reports. This might help us uncover suspects, motives, or hidden patterns. The second option is to focus on the forensic evidence. A closer examination could reveal how the events unfolded through physical clues. The third path is to examine the victims' recent writings. This might give us insight into their state of mind, relationships, or possible threats.
Elena's notes contain repeated references to the initials, quote, S.J., quote, alongside information about a rival newspaper. The proximity of these notations suggests a professional connection that warrants deeper investigation. Draft articles discovered on Elena's devices expose her journalistic misconduct at rival publications. These unpublished works point to professional conflicts that may have led to retaliation. Email records show threatening messages sent to Elena from anonymous accounts. Linguistic analysis of these communications suggests jealousy and personal animosity from someone familiar with journalistic practices. Elena's calendar marked a meeting with Sarah J., scheduled for the night of the murder. The timing of this appointment creates a direct link between the rival journalist and Elena's final hours, raising significant questions. Voice analysis of anonymous calls to Elena matches Sarah Jensen's speech patterns, establishing a strong link between the rival journalist and the threatening communications prior to the murder. Intelligence reports show Marcus Reinhardt's company was the main target of Elena's investigation, exposing practices that threatened his business. Financial records reveal Reinhardt's company lost 2.3 million euros after Elena's expose on illegal land deals, giving him a strong motive for silencing her. Police reports documented Reinhardt entering his office at 10:30 p.m. on the night of the murder and leaving at 11:45 p.m., placing him at a critical time.
Damn, he was there for over an hour.
Tire tracks found in the dirt at the crime scene matched those of Reinhardt's car, and the distinctive tread pattern suggests his vehicle may have left tracks near the murder scene. This discovery strengthens the link between Reinhardt and the crime, suggesting he may have been at the location. Cell tower data positions Reinhardt's phone near the woods at the estimated time of death. Background check reveals previous assault charges dropped under suspicious circumstances, raising further questions about Reinhardt's past and possible connections to violent behavior. Enhanced blood spatter analysis indicates the assailant was right-handed and approximately 5'11" tall, -6, 1 inch tall. The precision of the wounds suggests someone with physical strength and weapons. Soil samples from the scuff mark contain traces of industrial fertilizers, unusual for the forest area, suggesting the killer may have tracked them in from another location. Fiber analysis identifies synthetic materials, consistent with high-end outdoor camping equipment. These specialized fibers suggest the perpetrator may have connections to wilderness activities or environmental. Partial fingerprints from Elena's press badge match records in the environmental activist database. DNA analysis of organic material under Elena's fingernails reveals male chromosomal markers. This crucial evidence confirms a physical struggle occurred, and the victim managed to collect biological evidence from her attacker, offering a vital lead in identifying the perpetrator. The microscopic bits of wood in Elena's clothes match a particular type of timber used in eco-friendly construction.
After this, I'm gonna download that Cream game.
An anonymous tip gives specific details about the knife that matched the wounds, suggesting inside knowledge or possible involvement in the crime. Store records reveal multiple customers recently purchasing similar
There was
knives.
another one too.
The sales data creates a narrowed timeline and potential suspect pool, though the
It was more like
commonality
a
of the
movie.
weapon complicates definitive identification. Further analysis of the purchase locations and payment methods.
That's cool shit right there. Look at that. That's some crazy technology. You always being watched, man. No matter where you at, always being watched.
CCTV footage from the store.
Look at that, bro. They know who you is and everything.
Their attempts
Look
to
at
hide their
that.
identity and pay in cash
That's
suggest
crazy.
premeditation, indicating they were aware of potential investigation.
No matter where you
methods
go,
and
boy, they
tried
just
to
watching. They
avoid
looking
being
at that. They already
traced.
know who you are, bro. Look at that. Yo, that's wild.
Forensic analysis confirms the knife matches Elena's wounds. With
Yo, if
distinctive
I was a
serrations
security
linking it
guard,
to the camp's
and I was,
items,
yeah, China,
the
bro,
knife's
hell yeah.
sharpness and
If I was a
deliberate
security
force
guard,
suggest
and
a
I was
recent
watching my
purchase
camera, and people come in, I can see their name, I'll be like, hey,
indicating the
Billy.
killer's
They'll be
clear
like,
intent. This
how the
evidence
fuck you know my name?
strengthens the
I'm like,
case
hey, Emily.
against the
You'll be like,
suspect,
how the fuck you know
pointing
my
to a
name?
calculated and premeditated attack.
We've gathered
I don't even know
critical
what the fuck's
evidence in
going
our
on
initial
anymore, dude.
investigation.
I have no
Now we
idea.
must pursue the most promising lead with determination. Each potential suspect represents a complex web of motivations and opportunities. Select our final investigative target. Focused investigation on Marcus Reinhardt. Follow Victor Petrov lead. Investigate Sarah Jensen.
Let's investigate Sarah Jensen.
The investigation into Sarah Jensen reveals a history of plagiarism and journalistic misconduct.
Journalistic
Jensen's
misconduct.
laptop contains copied drafts of Marlowe's
How do you
unpublished work.
misconduct
Stolen
journalism?
IP suggests both motivation and prior
All it is
unauthorized
opinion.
access to Elena's research and provides a link to the murdered journalist. Security footage shows Jensen threatening Marlowe on the night of the murder, undermining his alibi and placing him near Elena during the critical hours. GPS data shows Jensen visiting a wooded area matching the crime scene, creating a clear timeline that places him at Elena's murder site.
Oh, shit.
Forensic analysis reveals Elena Marlowe's blood on Jensen's car bumper, providing
Yeah, he
direct
did it.
evidence linking him to the murder.
Yeah, he did it then.
Detailed
Case
financial
solved.
investigation uncovers Reinhardt's network of fake companies for money laundering and criminal activity.
Yo, how do you do that? Like, how do you create fake
Search
companies and get
warrant
money?
uncovers bloody clothing in Reinhardt's office.
Not that I
safe,
want to do it,
indicating
just,
his attempt to
asking
conceal
for a friend.
evidence and his desperation to hide his involvement in the crime. DNA analysis confirms the blood on the hidden clothing is Elena Marlowe's, establishing a clear link between Reinhardt and the murder. When confronted with the evidence, Reinhardt attempts to flee apprehension. His desperate escape effort reflects consciousness of guilt and provides investigators with additional behavioral evidence of his involvement in the murder. Electronic evidence reveals Reinhardt's detailed, premeditated plan for Elena's murder, clearly confirming his motive, careful preparation, and execution. The police raid the eco-camp to capture Petrov, who tries to escape through hidden paths. Secret camera footage reveals that Petrov had been following the victim for a long time. The police team, tracing clues, sets out to capture Petrov and uncover the truth behind the incident. A search uncovers stolen investigation documents in Petrov's car, directly linking him to the crime. The documents reveal sensitive information, strengthening the case against him and pointing to his involvement in silencing the journalist.
So it's him.
Petrov's account of his whereabouts and the night of the incident is scrutinized, revealing contradictions, leading to his arrest for further interrogation. A hidden weapon is found among Petrov's camping gear. Fingerprints and ballistic analysis provide new clues that may change the investigation.
Oh, shit.
Dr. Heinrich Weber presents a comprehensive forensic analysis that synthesizes evidence from all lines of investigation. Multiple trace elements reveal a complex murder scenario in which intertwined variables suggest a highly calculated perpetrator. Forensic experts cross-reference physical and digital evidence using advanced analysis. Findings reveal hidden connections and potential collaborations. An integrated review of the evidence reveals multiple corroborating forensic indicators from different angles. The analysis narrows down the suspects. Now, faced with the weight of evidence, the detectives prepare to decide which of the three suspects is the murderer.
Fuck,
The
I don't
Elena
know.
Marlowe murder presents a multifaceted investigative challenge. Our forensic reconstruction reveals three possible perpetrators, each with compelling motivations and circumstantial evidence. Key technical observations. Right-handed assailant profile. Height 170 to 180 centimeters. Complex forensic trace evidence.
American, I don't know what the hell that means.
Multiple, many possible motivational vectors. Overlapping indirect indicators. Can you see through the lies? Potential killers. Marcus
What is
Reinhardt,
180
Victor
centimeters
Petrov,
in height, in
environmental
feet?
activist. Sarah Jensen, rival journalist. Guess the killer. Your choice will reveal all.
5'10". Oh shit, 5'10", then it'll be a female. Nah, what? How tall is she? Yo, but that dude was found with a lot of shit, man. Yeah, I'm thinking it was Sarah. How tall is he? He seems pretty tall. It might have been, was he right-handed? Hold on. When he's getting, yeah, it's him. It's Victor. I'm calling it.
Marcus Reinhardt seemed like the perfect killer. Millions missing. A motive as clear as broken glass. But perfection in murder is rare. By the time Elena Marlowe published her revelation, the developer's world was falling apart. $2.3 million was gone, along with the investigation report, and Reinhardt's reputation was in tatters. His car matched the tire tracks at the crime scene, and cell phone tower data placed his phone uncomfortably close.
So we got it wrong again.
Previous assault charges spoke of a violent past and suggested he could silence a threat. Financial ruin provided a crystal clear motivation, a journalist threatening to destroy everything he had built. Yet, something was wrong. The evidence was neatly arranged, like a staged performance. A sophisticated developer would not risk everything for such a watchable murder. The crime scene suggested a more personal, passionate murder.
It's the female.
Reinhardt's calculated nature seemed to contradict that. There was no direct physical evidence tying him to Elena's death. The meticulously collected forensic data contained more shadows than definitive evidence. A professional like Reinhardt would have had more elaborate methods to neutralize a threat. Sometimes the most obvious suspect is nothing more than an elaborate illusion. The forest holds its secrets, and Elena Marlowe's real killer may be watching us right now openly. The hunt is on, investigator.
So who the fuck was it? How long did that take? Not long. Okay. Just so I can get the achievement.
Dr. Heinrich Weber reviews crime.
Oh no!
Victim's
oh fuck, my bad.
Reveals multiple threatening messages regarding a failed investment scheme that cost clients millions. The messages, sent by several different contacts, indicate a growing sense of frustration and anger from those affected. Some of the messages hint at a personal
So they don't even know who killed the last
suggesting
person.
the victim had made powerful enemies in the business world. The storage room, which usually requires separate security access, shows clear signs of tampering with the locking system. This tampering suggests that the perpetrator had specific knowledge of the security protocols in place and may have deliberately bypassed them in order to move the victim's body. It also raises questions about whether the killer had inside knowledge. Autopsy reveals death occurred between 21:30 and 22 o'clock. Several employees reported unusual behavior from the victim in the days leading up to his death, including heated arguments and signs of stress. This suggests potential conflicts with a colleague or business partner. 3 main suspects have been identified: Lawrence Chen, the head of a rival firm; Maria Delgado, a former client who lost millions of dollars; and Peter Schmidt, a recently fired security chief. Each had a motive that raised questions about their involvement in the murder. Investigators are investigating their possible connections to the crime.
As chief medical examiner, I find myself confronted with a fascinating convergence of forensic evidence. The brutality of this crime presents us with distinct investigative pathways, each offering unique insights into the perpetrator's methodology and psychology. Now, choose our primary focus. Review building security logs, technical analysis of access patterns. Examine autopsy findings, detailed forensic pathology. Investigate financial records. Follow the money trail.
Security logs reveal Peter Schmidt's access card was used after his termination date, indicating unauthorized access. Camera footage shows Schmidt arguing with victim 2 days before murder. Building maintenance records indicate Schmidt knew blind spots in security systems.
He did it.
Schmidt's personal keycard accessed multiple restricted areas night of murder. The security office is plunged into darkness as cameras go offline. Schmidt launches a swift raid, moving with precision through the space. Evidence shows Schmidt tampered with backup security systems, disabling key cameras and alarm triggers.
Unless he just did it out of spite. You know?
Detailed autopsy
he could just did it out of spite.
Impact patterns suggesting specialized equipment. Trace evidence includes high-end carpet fibers from the rival firm's office building, indicating Schmidt may have been at the scene before the murder occurred. The fibers, which match those found on his clothes. The bruising marks on the victim suggest controlled and precise force. The specific placement and depth of the bruises suggest that the attacker used a well-practiced technique, likely targeting vulnerable areas of the body. DNA found under the victim's fingernails matched a profile linking to the attacker. The time of death closely matches Lawrence Chen's known training schedule. This coincidence raises questions about where he was in the critical window for the murder. Given that Chen had a disciplined routine and that the murder occurred during his regular training session, this timing suggests a possible connection. The victim's defensive wounds suggest the attacker was left-handed, as the strikes appear to come from a dominant left hand. Financial records reveal significant fund transfers to offshore accounts, pointing to potential money laundering activities. These transfers, traced back to Lawrence Chen's firm, suggest he may have been involved in illicit financial schemes. Investigators are now focusing on these irregularities as a possible motive for the murder. Maria Delgado's life savings vanished in a fraudulent investment scheme orchestrated by Thomas Blackwood. The substantial financial loss devastated her, leaving her financially ruined and emotionally shattered. Evidence shows Delgado had confronted Blackwood multiple times about her lost funds. Growing increasingly desperate and angry, this financial betrayal provides a strong motive for revenge, making her a key suspect in the investigation. Evidence from Blackwood's personal files reveals he had been blackmailing multiple clients, including Maria Delgado. He used threats of exposing their financial missteps to force compliance. The discovery of these extortionate on the night of the murder, Delgado's phone GPS data placed him near the building, raising suspicions of his involvement. Although security cameras failed to capture him directly, this absence could mean that he didn't enter the building himself. Instead, it suggests that Delgado may have organized the crime by instructing someone else to carry out the act on his behalf. Security footage confirms Delgado did not enter the building herself. Instead, a person acting on her behalf, likely an assistant, was seen entering in business attire. This raises the question, was this person following Delgado's orders or involved in the events that night? After the victim's death, threatening letters sent from Delgado's account were revealed, confirming that Delgado was directly responsible for the ominous threats.
Well, okay then.
Another piece of evidence potentially linked to the killer was the special trophy found in the victim's office. Trace evidence suggests the killer used the service elevator to transport the victim's body, likely to avoid detection by the main security cameras. Surveillance footage from inside the elevator shows signs of a struggle, with the victim's bloodstains on the floor and walls. Partial fingerprints recovered from the trophy base reveal a potential link to the perpetrator, suggesting they may have touched it during or after the crime. When the body was moved to the storage room, most of the drag marks in the elevator were cleaned. Could the building's janitorial staff have been involved in this?
Ooh.
Our initial investigation has yielded compelling evidence, colleagues. The forensic narrative is taking shape, but crucial pieces remain elusive. The blood spatter patterns tell a story of rage, yet the precision of the body's relocation suggests methodical planning. Select our final investigative focus. Focus on Peter Schmidt's security access, technical expertise analysis. Investigate Lawrence Chen's connections, physical combat expertise evaluation. Pursue Maria Delgado, lead, financial motivation assessment.
Damn, okay.
The investigation reveals that Schmidt deliberately falsified his security credentials, granting himself unauthorized access to restricted areas of the building. This calculated move allowed him to bypass standard protocols and avoid detection, further implicating him in the premeditated nature of the crime. His actions suggest prior knowledge of the building's vulnerabilities. Schmidt's locker contains the victim's missing personal items. This discovery directly links him to the crime scene. Evidence of premeditated security system tampering. Investigators believe the plan was set in motion days before the murder. Schmidt's phone contains detailed messages and notes outlining the victim's daily routine, including meeting schedules, meal times, and regular routes through the building. This level of surveillance suggests that Schmidt had been closely monitoring the victim for a long time, carefully planning his movements. The discovery of this information further strengthens the case against Schmidt, revealing his calculated and methodical approach to crime.
No matter where you
Blood
at.
found on Schmidt's hand immediately raises suspicions, suggesting his direct involvement in the violent confrontation.
That's AI.
Chen's company files reveal a covert takeover attempt aiming to force Blackwood out of the market. Surveillance shows Chen entering the building via the underground parking garage, bypassing the main entrance, raising suspicions. The timing of his entry matches the victim's last known movements. Strong evidence has emerged that Chen deliberately destroyed the victim's business records in an attempt to conceal critical information. Forensic analysis of the data reveals a pattern of deliberate interference, including the deletion of emails, contracts, and financial statements. The destruction of these records appears to have been a calculated move by Chen to protect his own interests. Chen's DNA has been definitively confirmed through forensic analysis of crime scene samples, linking him directly to the location of the victim's death.
Then it's probably him.
Financial records show significant losses due to failed investments and mounting debts.
Failed
Stolen files could provide
investment.
significant leverage to allow the victim
You
to
only
collaborate
invest into
with
something
business
that you
partners
know
and
is gonna
enemies.
make money.
Delgado could manipulate key players using sensitive information. Building cameras reveal Delgado entering the executive floor without authorization, and the timing of his presence aligns with key events surrounding the murder. Surveillance footage shows him entering the area at a critical window when the victim was likely still alive. Several important pieces of evidence were uncovered in Delgado's car trunk, including items that appeared to have a direct connection to the crime scene. The findings included personal items belonging to the victim and tools that could have been used in the murder. These items not only raise suspicions about Delgado's involvement, but also suggest premeditation, as they point to possible planning and preparation prior to the crime. Financial records reveal Delgado transferred funds from the office safe to cover gambling debts. Delgado faces certain prosecution for theft, but Detective Park's suspicions deepen as evidence connects him to the crime scene.
Damn, you see all them hundreds? Shit, let me put a shotgun in his face too. Let me get all them
Dr.
hundreds.
Vaughn's
Damn.
detailed analysis shows the killer was skilled, yet emotionally involved in the brutal and personal attack.
That was a lot of hundreds.
The forensic team's analysis of trace evidence and biochemical markers creates a timeline of events. The final forensic review combines detailed physical evidence with behavioral analysis. Dr. Vaughn's team will examine the various elements of the crime scene, including wound patterns, to uncover whether the actions of the perpetrator suggest a personal connection to the victim. This connection may reveal motives rooted in emotions or personal grievances, which go beyond the apparent financial or professional factors.
Fellow investigator, the Thomas Blackwood case presents us with one of the most intriguing forensic puzzles I've encountered. Our extensive analysis has led us to 3 potential perpetrators, each with compelling evidence both for and against their guilt. The physical evidence tells multiple stories: precise blunt force trauma patterns, sophisticated security breaches, and a complex web of financial motives. But as any experienced forensic investigator knows, the truth often hides in the details we least expect. Key technical observations. Blunt force trauma indicating both rage and precision. Complex security system interference. Blood spatter pattern suggesting close-range attack. Evidence of premeditated planning. Crucial timing of events between 2130 and 2200. Looking at our suspects, Peter Schmidt, former security chief access, knowledge, and a vendetta. Lawrence Chen, rival executive physical capability and corporate motive. Maria Delgado, defrauded client, financial ruin, and personal vengeance. The evidence before us tells a story, investigator. One of these three individuals committed this murder. The forensic evidence makes that certain. But which one truly fits all the pieces of our puzzle?
You know, like, they set it up to make it, like, so obvious that he did it. I'm picking her.
In the end, the truth was unmistakable. The killer was Peter Schmidt,
Damn it.
the recently fired security chief. His motive was
Fucking
revenge,
knew it.
fueled by humiliation
I
and
picked
the
him
financial
first,
ruin
too.
that followed his dismissal. The evidence was there all along. His access card, used after his termination date. The security systems tampered with by someone who knew them intimately. And the surveillance
It just sounded too good to be
that
true, bro.
coincided perfectly with the time of death. Schmidt's knowledge of the building's blind spots allowed him to strike
All
swiftly,
along, bro,
leaving
all
little
along.
trace behind. As for the others, Lawrence Chen may have had a motive, but the timing of his boxing training and the lack of access
Bro, we got all three.
to security
Not really.
systems ruled
We
him
got
out.
this one right, but we just didn't
The
choose
fibers
it.
from his office were a
They just sounded
misdirection,
too good to be true.
planted
You know
to
what I
frame
mean?
him. Maria Delgado had motive
Like, that was,
and
like, too
opportunity,
easy.
but her whereabouts were confirmed by multiple witnesses, and her threats, though aggressive, were nothing more than empty words. In the end, only Schmidt possessed the combination of access, knowledge,
I fucking
and
knew it,
rage
man.
necessary to carry out the
We got all
murder
three
with such
wrong.
brutal efficiency. His actions were not just a crime of passion, but a meticulously planned execution. Justice, however delayed, had finally caught up to him.
Yes, yes it did. Alright, that's it. Hell yeah. Shit. First game that I ever I played but not played.
His actions were not just a crime of
Shit, yeah, hey, what can I say, man? That's what you get for paying $3. Alright, homie, I'm about to pop in another game. See you over there. Deuces.